If you're on console and you've been thinking how to play Sparrow in Apex Legends, then this video is going to give you everything you need to not only play him, but master him. By the end, you'll understand how his abilities really work, why they feel different on console compared to PC, and how you can turn Sparrow from a situational pick into one of the most effective legends in your lineup. Sparrow is more than just another recon legend. He's built to gather intel, control where enemies go, and punish them by forcing fights. And most players aren't using him right. On console, you can actually make his abilities work together so well that your enemies won't even realize they're trapped until it's too late. Sparrow's passive is his double jump. It might seem simple, but it really changes how you move and fight. On console, where movement can feel a bit clunky compared to PC, this extra jump is a big deal. It's not just for getting over walls, it helps you gain height quickly, dodge shots in a fight, and surprise your opponents with new angles. Now let's move into Sparrow's tactical, the tracker dart. Think of it like a mini surveillance tool you can stick on walls, doors, or choke points. Once placed, it reveals enemies who pass through its sightline. This ability is a lifesaver on console, as it provides the information you need without relying on pixel-perfect reaction time. Use it before you push into a room. Fire it across a doorway to cover your flank, or even drop one behind you if you're worried about third parties. You can fire the tactical while your weapon is holstered. The tactical isn't just for scouting, it's also a trap. Put it where enemies have to pass, and you'll always know exactly when they make their move. Now let's talk about Sparrow's ultimate, the Stingerbolt. Unlike Bangalore's or Gibraltar's ult, it's not focused on raw damage. It's all about controlling space. You shoot a big arrow that lands, charges up, and sends out waves of damage. These waves push enemies out of cover, stop them from healing, and make it tough for them to hold their ground. On console, this is your best friend. Because tracking multiple enemies is tougher on the controller, forcing opponents into predictable movement is how you gain the edge. Drop the Stingerbolt on a doorway, a crate, or a choke point. Suddenly, the enemy has to either sit in the damage or step out into your line of sight. That's when you punish them with your weapons. It's also great for interrupting heals. If you know someone is using a battery behind cover, drop your ultimate on them and they'll have to move, usually right into your sights. So how do you actually put all this together? Sparrow's at his best when you use his kit to create a rhythm in fights. Start with information. Place a tracker dart in a common path. Then use your double jump to get a small high ground angle. When enemies move through the dart's line of sight, you already know where they are. Now you drop your Stingerbolt to force them out, and as they scramble, you and your team collapse on them. That's the formula. Information first, forced movement second, damage third. This approach levels the playing field against PC players who rely on fast flicks and raw aim. Sparrow pairs best with weapons that thrive when enemies are forced into predictable paths. The R99, CAR, and Flatline are excellent choices. SMG shine because once Sparrow's abilities lock enemies into a movement pattern, you can shred them up close. ARs like the Flatline or R301 are great for holding angles after you flush someone out. Shotguns also work surprisingly well with his double jump. Dropping down onto someone with a Peacekeeper or Mastiff can completely catch them off guard. Now, some console-specific advice. Map your tactical to a button you can reach without lifting your thumb off the aim stick. You want to be able to place darts while strafing, not standing still. If you use paddles or back buttons, bind crouch or melee there so you never break your aim. Practice the holster tactical trick until it's second nature. Being able to quietly place darts while moving smoothly makes Sparrow far deadlier, especially in rank lobbies where sound gives away everything. Here's an example. Your squad wants to take over a building. First, fire a tracker dart at the staircase and another outside the main entrance. Then, use your double jump to take a position above the stairs. The second an enemy triggers your dart, fire your ultimate into the stairwell. Now they have two bad choices. Stay inside and burn, or push out into your crosshair. The fight is over before it begins. That's textbook Sparrow. Control, information, and forcing enemies into your play. At the end of the day, Sparrow isn't about flashy plays or insane movement tech. He's about smart setups that make your enemies predictable. And once you master that, you'll find yourself winning fights that used to feel impossible. So if you're ready to stop letting fights feel random and start dictating the flow of every engagement, put these steps into practice. And if this breakdown helped you understand Sparrow better, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments how you're planning to use him this season.